Hey guys, a other video out today. Ever since I got this laptop, I've been wondering how would Linux work on this laptop. Specifically ZorinOS. So in this flash drive I have ZorinOS 18 from a couple videos ago. Probably that was filmed a month or two ago, which I tried installing ZorinOS on the 8.1 PC and it miserably failed. I tried installing some Linux, I think Linux Mint, the lighter version, Linux Lite, and a couple of other editions. And many people were telling me put an SSD in it, this and that. And trust me, that machine already had an SSD. The other thing is, someone told me, I'm pretty sure, that if this was a 2.0 flash drive, it is a 2.0 flash drive, and to let it just load, I promise you, the loading speed was so slow. I don't think it was ever gonna load on ZorinOS. I waited legit for a couple 10 minutes solid, and the recording was actually cut, of course, so that's why it looked like I barely waited a minute or so. But trust me, I waited for 10 minutes. I left the camera here on the tripod and it just left it. But this time around, we're gonna try to install ZorinOS on this Dell Inspiron 3185 and see what will happen. So let's try it out. So we're gonna just plug in our USB here, and of course we're gonna turn this computer on, and we're just gonna start spamming F10, F12 for our boot options. Come on, the USB is on. Alright, so here we are. So we are going to select the USB 1, USB 2.0 diesel or whatever. So we're just gonna click that, and we're already here, of course. So we're just gonna try installing ZorinOS. We're just gonna plug in all our stuff back in from when I unplugged it and see what will happen. It's taking, okay, there we go. All right, so there's all the stuff happening or whatever. This is something really cool. I really like how the Dell logo's up there. So yeah, so what we're just gonna do is we could just press Control C, because then we all know that. All right, I guess not. I guess we're gonna have to do all the file checks. And yeah, so what we're just gonna do is just wait this thing to load. I'm not gonna dual boot this thing. I already have a clone of this SSD on another SSD. So yeah. So apparently now the checks are skipping by themselves. I just saw it went to 70%, and then the check just started skipping. So I guess we're loading to ZorinOS now. And let's see what honestly happens. I want to see how this thing will perform on ZorinOS. It's okay. Can we? No, the screen is really dim now. I'm really dim. Let me see. I guess that's a reasonable lighting. It's such a darker in here, but it's more reasonable. Okay. Alright, so we're into the setup, but it's really dark. Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright. So we've already been to this install, so I'm gonna cut to you guys when I guess it starts installing. Alright, so we're back and the installation has now completed. We got mouse drivers. Alright, cool. So restart now and let's see what will happen. My guess is I gotta unplug this. And I don't even know if I had to unplug that. There you go, it's all doing the decode stuff. Decoding it most likely. I forgot. Do I have to unplug the USB or not? I see a bunch of failed. I just had to just turn it off and turn it back on. Okay, so we're getting a ZorinOS logo. Makes a boot up sound. Or some type of phone. Alright, so we're in. So it seems like this actually worked. So we're gonna see. It's taking a little bit to load. Okay, so we're in Zorin now. Let's see if stuff will load any faster than Windows. I forgot that this is a battery laptop, so system. Let's do some updates. So it seems like it's running all right. For the time of this video I'm recording, it's February 4th. I'm not sure if there's any newer OS versions. Okay. I don't know really. This thing's like, it's alright, I guess. It's acting a little bit slow. Like, look at that. So I'm not too sure. Appearance. Zorin. I definitely do want to change this appearance, so. Okay, there's Brave is launching now. Yeah, I didn't even try this before. Upgrade to ZorinOS Pro to get some extra themes. So we're gonna go, of course, night theme, and then we're gonna go to the color red, because that's the color that I really like. So let's just pick out. Come on. There you go. All right. The one thing is, I really like these effects. Oh, here's a really cool feature. So there's this feature called Jelly Mode, and hold on, let me just adjust it for you guys. So there's this feature called Jelly Mode, and look at that. Ain't that cool? And it's pretty smooth. Whoa, it's pretty smooth. It's struggling a little. Probably that's the chip, the A9 chip, and they're struggling. But look how nice this thing feels. It's basically just a jelly feel of you move stuff around. Will this work right here? Will this actually? No, it's not programmed. Oh wait, it is programmed. All right. So I'm just gonna turn that off. I don't really need jelly mode on. Desktop cube. Switch between workspaces and 3D. So is this? Pretty sure that is. Yeah, that is. Okay, that's cool. So we got Windows switcher, fonts, interference, Windows. I'm gonna use ZorinOS. All right, here's my promise. So I am gonna try to use ZorinOS for a little. Let me see if the drivers work. Search. Hello. My spacebar has gone offline. The one on the USB cable works, but the one on the computer has gone offline. I'm gonna check that out. Hopefully that will fix up in a software update. Don't change the background, please. Don't change the background. Don't change the background. No, I like this background. So yeah, there's I'm gonna try to update some of this stuff. But it seems like it's running somewhat decently, I guess. I'm not too sure. So of course audio works. We heard it working right now. Multitasking appearance. There's search apps. We got all these apps. Settings. Let's actually see about. Let's see. So this is ZorinOS. The hardware model, it does say Inspiron 3185. Zorin 18 core. We got 16 gigabytes installed, as you can see, with 120 gigabytes of full storage. We got an AMD A9 9420E Radeon R5. So yeah. Now we're just gonna launch Brave real quick to see if we can watch anything, some type of something on here. So we're just gonna search up youtube.com. Basically handles like if it was in Windows, so there's no change right there. So we got tracker blocked. Whoa, alright. Alright, so the newest video that I have posted is how to transfer data from Android to iOS. Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to move everything from Android to iOS. It's going to be a pretty simple process. So yeah, this is a Moto G Play from 2023, moving to an iPhone 3rd generation. As you can see, I call that a nice success. I call that a nice success of installing ZorinOS. I installed ZorinOS on that 8.1 PC, and of course it failed. But I call this a absolute success. I'm pretty sure I just need to update some drivers to get the keyboard working. I just need to update some stuff and maybe do some driver updates. But if I can't get that keyboard to work, then most likely I might have to revert to something else. Now, one thing that I want to do is, if ZorinOS doesn't work, I might do something funny on this computer, which I might install Chrome OS on this computer. Yeah, it's an absolute garbage operating system, but I want to see how Chrome OS will handle this computer. It's gonna be funny, definitely, seeing Chrome OS on this thing. But if ZorinOS generally works, I'm just gonna keep it on for this for now. Like I said, I do have a backup SSD with Windows 10 on it. For this exact computer, all the drivers are installed, everything like that. So honestly, if anything goes wrong, I can just revert to that drive and just keep this one laying somewhere, or possibly install it in a different computer or something. Of course the battery seems like it's going low. Noise? Whoa. What is that noise? That's so weird. But anyways, this is we're installing updates. So I call that a success. I generally call that a success. I really like how the flash screen looks with that Dell logo. It just looks like it's most likely meant to be, because this newer Dells come with this weird logo, this weird like thinner logo. This was their old logo. I'm pretty sure they never, with this laptop, they never actually put this old logo on the BIOS screen. They only put it on this screen. Maybe they did it in a future BIOS update. I don't know, but honestly, look how neat this thing is. So it's booting a little bit more faster than last time, definitely. I think that actually fixed it. I just tried typing on the space bar here and it was working. So let's just let this thing log in. Okay. Keyboard is low. I don't really care about that right now because it's actually the mouse. Come on. Open. All right, there you go. It works. It just lagged there for a little, but yeah, see, it actually works. So cool. After that little update right there, it got it back online. It works now. So I call that a general success. I call that a genuine nice success. So yeah, we have officially installed ZorinOS on something, at least some type of Linux. Finally, I am going to be using this for a little, trying to test it out, see how it behaves on this computer. Probably garbage, as you can tell, because this computer has bad stuff on here. It's garbage. Some of the stuff is on here. I've seen ZorinOS work properly. It works pretty nice. It's pretty smooth on like actual nice hardware, but this hardware is like the cheapest like hardware that you can get back into 2018. So yeah, but honestly, I'm very happy with the result. So I say that's a win. So I hope you guys like this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Hey guys, Future Me here. So it's been pretty nice using ZorinOS after a little bit. After the computer warms up, it really performs much more better. It doesn't overheat like Windows 10, which the computer would heat up really badly. It still heats up on ZorinOS, but not as bad as when it was on Windows. One of the main things I forgot to mention is this is a 2-in-1 laptop, which has a tablet mode inbuilt to it. And when you do it on Windows, you flip the screen 360 degrees, and the mouse pad and the keyboard gets disabled. So you don't accidentally keep pushing it and open stuff or type stuff on the screen while you're in tablet mode. Well, ZorinOS also has tablet mode. It has that same feature. It disables the the trackpad, and the keyboard on the inbuilt in the laptop. I guess you have to. I haven't tested it fully, but I guess you have to turn on the on-screen keyboard. I'm not too sure because I haven't tested it fully. I just put the screen 360 degrees and it disabled the keyboard, and the touchscreen works. The touchscreen does work on ZorinOS too, which I use the touchscreen a lot, honestly. But if you really want to switch to some type of Linux, I really recommend ZorinOS because it's very user friendly. Just what I recommend right now is try dual booting ZorinOS and Windows, so you at least have Windows and then Linux. So if you don't like Linux, you could go back to Windows and delete the partition. Or also sometimes the drivers don't work on ZorinOS. Sometimes there's no drivers for your model of laptop, and you just have to you have to find another Linux distro or switch back to Windows. Which yeah, that's also one of the main concerns. Other thing is you shouldn't immediately switch to Zorin because your software, let's say you have Adobe. I don't think Adobe works on Linux. You have to find an alternative for that, that is for Linux. There's alternatives of some apps for Linux. Not all the apps are compatible with Linux currently. So yeah, you just gotta do some research and see if your stuff is compatible with ZorinOS or any type of other Linux distros. But that's all what I have here to talk about. So I hope you guys like this video. So yeah, peace.